They make the decisions, they call the shots. They carry the weight of entire organizations on their shoulders. We see them as pillars of logic, titans of intellect, driven by data and ruthless analysis. But if you look closely, really closely, you'll notice something strange, a hesitation before a monumental choice, a quiet deferral to a trusted advisor, a sudden pivot that defies all rational explanation. Even the most powerful minds quietly obey one voice, one that logic can't explain. It's not intelligence, it's intuition. Today, we're going to explore how this invisible force guides leaders, sharpens decision-making, and protects brilliance from self-destruction. We will dive deep into the balance between intuition and logic, uncovering the secrets to profound decision-making wisdom and the leadership skills that define true greatness. We live in a world that worships intellect. We celebrate the mind that can compute, analyze, and strategize with machine-like precision. The illusion of pure logic is seductive. It promises a world without error, a path paved with certainty. But history is littered with the failures of brilliant minds who fell victim to their own overconfidence. The greatest danger to a powerful intellect is the belief that it is sufficient on its own. Daniel Kahneman, the Nobel Prize-winning psychologist, gave us a powerful framework for this in his book, Thinking Fast and Slow. He describes two systems of thought. System 2, our slow, deliberate, analytical mind, and System 1, our fast, automatic, intuitive mind. The modern world trains us to rely exclusively on System 2, to second-guess every gut feeling and demand a spreadsheet for every decision. But this obsession with overthinking kills the very things that make leaders effective: flow, timing, and the ability to read a room. Imagine the CEO who received a detailed, logical proposal for a merger. The numbers worked, the synergies were perfect, but their quiet, unassuming assistant mentioned a small detail, a strange tone of voice from the other party's lawyer, a hesitation that felt off. The CEO, a slave to logic, dismissed it as irrelevant emotion. 6 months later, the merger collapsed due to a hidden legal issue that the assistant's intuition had detected. Or consider the leader who, facing budget cuts, made the perfectly logical decision to eliminate a non-essential team-building program. The decision saved money, but emotionally shattered their team's morale, leading to a productivity crash that cost far more than the program itself. So what's missing isn't more intelligence, it's connection to the quiet voice that balances it. The key is finding emotional attunement. So, what is this hidden intelligence? What is this quiet voice? It's not a mystical whisper from the ether. It is intuition, but an intuition informed by a lifetime of wisdom, experience, and deep emotional intelligence. It's the subconscious mind processing thousands of data points, body language, past failures, subtle patterns, and emotional undercurrents, and delivering its conclusion as a feeling, a gut instinct, a sense of rightness or wrongness. Steve Jobs famously trusted his design instinct over countless focus groups. While market research told him customers wanted more buttons and features, his quiet voice insisted on simplicity and elegance. He listened, and he created a revolution. Think of Warren Buffett, a master of analytical investing, who for decades relied on his partner Charlie Munger's quiet restraint. Munger was the voice that said no when a deal looked perfect on paper, but felt wrong in spirit. It's the powerful executive who, before making a final call, phones their spouse or a trusted old friend. Not for business advice, but for a grounded, human perspective that cuts through the noise of their own ambition. This isn't a rejection of logic. It is the highest form of it. It's your brain's pattern recognition software running silently in the background, developed through years of reflection, empathy, and stillness. It's a deeper intelligence that emerges not from thinking harder, but from sensing more deeply. It's not louder thinking, but deeper sensing. To access this voice, we must undergo a series of inner shifts, transforming our mindset from an ego-based need for independence to a wisdom-based understanding of interdependence. The first shift is from independence to chosen guidance. Our culture tells us that powerful leaders stand alone, that asking for help is a sign of weakness. This is a lie. True strength lies in strategically choosing who has permission to guide you. It's about recognizing that your perspective is inherently limited. Smart minds don't just defend their ideas, they expand them by actively seeking out perspectives that challenge their own. Elon Musk, for all his singular vision, is surrounded by engineers and advisors who can tell him when a brilliant idea is crossing a dangerous line into impossibility. This isn't weakness, it's a commitment to a growth mindset. The second shift is from thought alone to trusted intuition. This is about consciously building a bridge between Kahneman's System 2 and System 1. Your intuition is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. This can be as simple as practicing flow state journaling, where you write without judgment to let subconscious clarity rise to the surface. Or a 5-minute morning reflection, asking yourself, what feels most important today, beyond my to-do list? There are even productivity tools and apps designed not to add more tasks, but to create space for this reflective check-in, helping you connect with that inner signal before the day's noise drowns it out. The third and most crucial shift is from dismissing softness to honoring sensitivity. We've been conditioned to see sensitivity as a liability in the world of business. We're told to be tough, to ignore feelings. But this is like a pilot ignoring the most sensitive instrument on the control panel. Sensitivity is not weakness, it is emotional precision. It's the quiet person in the meeting who senses the unspoken tension that will kill a project. It's the leader who notices a key employee's subtle change in demeanor and intervenes before they resign. Here is a critical business tip. Listen when emotion enters the room. It's data in disguise. This philosophy is useless without action. So let's ground this in 3 practical habits that you can start building today. First, recognize the person of balance. In your life, both personally and professionally, there is likely someone who serves as your anchor. They aren't necessarily powerful or influential in a traditional sense. They may be an assistant, a partner, a mentor, or a friend. Their defining characteristic is that they don't compete with your power, they stabilize it. They aren't impressed by your title or your accomplishments. They see you, and their quiet feedback is honest, unfiltered, and grounded in a reality outside your echo chamber. Your first task is to identify this person and consciously value their role. Second, give permission to interrupt you. This is a profound leadership skill. Go to your person of balance, your trusted inner circle, and explicitly tell them, you have my permission to interrupt me. You have the right to stop me when you think I'm moving too fast, when you sense a blind spot, or when my logic is overriding my wisdom. Some of the most successful companies in the world formalize this by creating devil's advocate roles in major decision-making processes, ensuring that someone is always tasked with challenging the consensus. Do this in your own life. Formally give someone the power to save you from yourself. Third, check in before damage happens. This is the habit of building a deliberate pause into your process. When you feel a surge of anger, a rush of excitement, or immense pressure to act, that is the moment to stop. Build the discipline to ask one simple question before you react. What does my quiet voice say about this? Use your intuitive timing. When something feels off, don't push through it. Investigate that feeling before it hardens into a consequence. This isn't about submission. It's about protection. It's protection from your own brilliance turned blind. It's a shield against the arrogance that so often accompanies great intellect. The landscape of history is a graveyard of empires that collapsed, businesses that failed, and leaders who fell, all because of an unchecked ego that refused to listen. They were too smart to be told they were wrong. They were too powerful to be questioned. They were too logical to heed a quiet, formless warning. But here is the unshakable truth. If you can't be interrupted by wisdom, you will eventually be interrupted by consequence. Think about that for a moment. The choice is always yours. The quiet voice of intuition, or the deafening roar of failure. So I ask you, who is the one person you trust to stop you before it's too late? And what do you believe happens when powerful minds stop listening to their quiet voice? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. One quiet voice. Even the most powerful minds follow it. If you found clarity in this message, subscribe and give your intuition the seat at the table it deserves.